All right, and welcome. So, this is one of the most anticipated video games for Star Wars that's come out in a long time. A lot of people have been very hesitant, not only because of Star Wars and what does this mean, certain things that have happened in the franchise in general, but also because of the developer that's done this. There's been a few games that have come out that have been lackluster and people have been worried about. So, let's jump into my experience with this video game. I didn't get an early release game. This was what I was able to go out and get on launch day, and my impressions. I've been able to put a number of hours between it. I'm not a fabulous gamer, so you'll see some hiccups here if you watch the gameplay, but all of this gameplay is my gameplay, my impressions and my feelings from this. My first initial reaction to this was a volume of surprise. The graphics seemed pretty well together. The environment, at first, when I was riding around on the speeder bike, it was pretty empty spaces. There was, of course, grass, some random animals. You could run into certain people and other individuals who might chase you around. But like the environment didn't have a lot of depth to it. It was there. It looked good. And it just worried me to start with. Like, what was I getting into? But then when you come up to the towns, the number of towns and the people, you're able to have this level of involvement that I wasn't expecting, where you can use your little friend Nix to go and distract stormtroopers, do other tasks for you that really expounded the story. Nix is a very integral part. He's not just a tool like a blaster, but he's able to actually, you can send him to go steal things from stormtroopers, from other members of the underworld, money, grenades, data cards. It's really a cool aspect of the game that you're able to send this guy to go get things for you. Now, I was really surprised in the towns when you actually go into a town, just the sheer amount of people, and I haven't had a lot of digital errors like we came to love in some Assassin's Creed games. There's a lot of people. Of course, there's some little glitches where a robot might be going through somebody's leg and it doesn't do anything. But, you take what you can. Now, there's some cool things where you go to these cantinas, these other areas. You're actually able to play sabacc and earn money, play games. You can actually cheat during it. So that was a really fun aspect of it. For me, I'm really big on main story, single player games, and missions. So when I got here, the side quests were super intriguing. And just going around, and this area right here was just a random building in the middle of nowhere. And what I was able to do is I just went up and I was wondering what the action button did. When I got to the counter, I leaned up against the counter. I overheard a conversation which ended up providing me with a side quest. What's fascinating about this is that side quest was never shown on the map. So you would have just come across it naturally if you were going and exploring. Now, my type of gameplay, even when it came to Assassin's Creed, is, yeah, you have to be stealthy and sneaky, but I was very open to just going through and just, in essence, shooting my way through a mission. Because if I could, why not? Build up, get really strong, use your swords, use your whatever, and get through the mission. Now, in this game, though, there is so much more depth to this when the gameplay gets involved. You can see in this, you actually have to be stealthy. A lot of the missions that I've been playing, if you get caught, it's over. This is not a shoot 'em up game. Some of the side quests, you can just go in and shoot people and you're good. But when it comes to the main story, it is extremely important to stay stealthy. And that's where your friend Nix comes in. He can go steal things from people, so you don't have to go steal them yourself. You can send him to go steal things. You can even have right here, you'll see I'm going to send him to go and sabotage one of the alarms. So that way, if I do get caught, it's less likely they'll be able to send an alarm and end the mission. Now, the funny thing with it is even people who are on patrol will notice Nix. So he's not your ultimate get out of jail free card because they do see him and they take action. But as long as you're able to kind of hide, the mission will continue on. Now, one of the fun little things, it's almost like a little mini game, are these splicer missions where you go to a door that's locked and you have to sync up your controls to the light. You can see the yellow blinking light. You have to sync it up. I still have not managed it, but it was a fun additional item because it wasn't just sneaking around, stealing stuff and shooting things. You can actually kind of crack the code and open up doors and get in. Now, the other part that was very interesting is these criminal networks. You have the Pikes, the Crimson Dawn, and the Hut network. You can complete missions for each of these organizations, but there is a caveat. If you do a mission for the Crimson Dawn, they're going to steal from the Pikes, and that's going to affect your rating with the Pikes, and vice versa. So you have to play the politics a little bit and be very specific about who you actually want to align yourself with, and that's going to change over time. Now, in this area here, you're able to go through, you're able to customize your speeder bike, and this is a fascinating part right here. I've only unlocked one expert, but this is where you unlock your abilities, the different ways to fight, your ability to do things, unlock certain hidden ways to get out of trouble. So this is your ability chart, and all it does is you have to complete certain tasks or do things in a row. Super cool. You don't just do it when you level up. You do it by actually, using Nix will unlock something. Doing a certain attack style will unlock stuff. So it's a really cool build out. I was actually very impressed with it. And in the end, I do give this game 3 stars out of 5. This isn't a bad game. It's a good game. I think maybe wait for it to go on sale, but it's worth giving your time, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. It's super fun, interactive. You kind of get to be a smuggler in Star Wars. Like, it's fantastic. It's what we wanted, I think. Now, it doesn't blow me out of the water, but it's a game that I'm happy with so far. It seems like it's a long length game. I've been able to play it, like I said, for about 5 hours or more, and I still haven't unlocked half of anything. So this is going to be a long-term game. Guys, give it a try, and make sure that if you like what you've seen here, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, share it with some friends, and until next time, enjoy your day, and have fun.